Okay, guys, well, we are in for a treat. You're watching Raj Hundal warm up right now. He's getting ready to play Scott Frost. This is a winner's side match, race to 8, 10 ball, and this is the second day of the 2012 West Coast Challenge here, hosted by Chris Swart at the California Billiard Club. And also, this is a CSI sanctioned event. First and second place winners of this 10,000 added event will receive not only a large cash prize, but also a free spot in the CSI US Open 10 ball event in Las Vegas this coming up next month. And Raj wins the lag against Scott Frost. Who do you like, Brian? I'm sitting here with Brian Butler.
Well, both players are obviously pretty closely matched. I would consider Scott a favorite here, personally. I think he's, his rotation pool game is underrated, maybe, but I think he's, he plays the game exceptionally well. Mm-hmm. And his moving is obviously going to be superior to Raj's, I think. He's just that one pocket skill, just at a game like 10 ball with a lot of balls on the table. And he breaks the balls as well as anybody. So, and I always tend to think that when it comes to two good players matching up, that the difference between them is usually going to come from the kicking and safety, part of the game.
Well, you're right. 10 ball is a much different game than 9 ball. Mm-hmm. A lot more safeties come into play here. But I have also news for you about this table. I've had some reports from some of the players that it's not breaking well.
It's not.
And as you can see, after Raj's first break, although he makes a ball, look at this spread. I mean, I wouldn't want to be shooting now.
I mean, this looks like a one-pocket game right here. All the balls are at this end of the table. The one went up table. This is similar to the last match, actually. Mm-hmm. A couple of the breaks. The one went up table. The two, or I guess it was the 3 ball, went 4 rails and went in. And the rest of the balls just stayed down here. The table does not rack very well. That's really the problem. It's not necessarily as much about its breaking as it is about its racking.
Yeah, but we're gonna hopefully get a chance to see what you're talking about when it comes to Scott's break.
I think that I played on this table, and one of the things I noticed is that the balls racked a little better if you brought the rack slightly lower on the spot. Where most players tend to move it up.
Mm-hmm. Well,
now Raj tried a pretty clever little safety there, going rail first and tried to ticky to one, but he left a shot. But doesn't really leave a line for Scott to get to the 2 ball. And he tried a big shot there and did not accomplish it. So he is left no open shot on the one, but he's left Raj with a pretty good opportunity to just lock him up here.
Well, Raj Hundal has recently been entering competitions in the United States. Again, he was just in the Wyoming Open there in Saratoga.
Oh yeah,
it was their 5th event. He placed in 9th place out there, and also a larger event that Ralph Sakay actually ended up winning. He cashed in the World Pool Masters event in 2012.
And that was held where?
I believe in Germany. I'm not 100%.
Okay. That's a matchroom production, the World Pool Masters, right?
Group? Yeah, and I think that was in March.
Okay. Well, this is a time of year where a player like Raj, who comes from the UK, can fly over to America and spend, 5 or 6 weeks here and playing a lot of tournaments.
Exactly.
He's got Wyoming, there was North Dakota, then he can come here. And then next is, I guess, L.A. with the Hard Times tournament, and then Vegas. And then I think there's one after Vegas, maybe even Reno. Or am I wrong about that?
After Vegas, I'm not 100% sure.
Well, there's for sure something after Vegas somewhere in America.
Maybe somebody in the chat room can help us out.
Right.
But you are correct. This is the West Coast swing that's happening right now.
There's an example of Scott's sort of knowledge, although it's not going to pay any dividends here because he's just going to have to make another kick. But
yeah, this
now the balls are starting to look like a straight pool rack.
You nailed it on the head, Brian. This is kind of not a 9 or a 10 ball rack. It's either like straight pool or one pocket right now, and
he's going to park him on the 7 here, I think.
Interesting that Raj would keep the one ball within the pack so that Scott can't kick out of the pack.
Well, there's no rail here to hit.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Very good shot.
Well, Scott plays a shot.
Go ahead.
I was going to say he plays a shot. Well, I was going to say he hits it with reverse English.
Okay, not really sure how productive that was.
Well, I think his objective there was to try and make it harder for Raj to get him on the next foul.
Yeah.
Or to make the run out harder. I'm not 100% sure. The 4 is the problem in running out from here. But if he moves the 5 on this shot, does that open up the 4? But then again, there's the 2 doesn't pass. See, these are tricky little racks here.
I think the best thing to do here is try to work on a 3 foul scenario.
Scott is a hard guy to 3 foul.
Well, if Raj does it, he'll definitely set the tone for this match. Scott Frost is sponsored by QB Custom Cues on the Rail TV. Plays out of Colby's Corner Pocket in Arizona. Has a awesome DVD that he worked on with Fast Lenny of On the Rail TV called Power One Pocket. And if anybody really wants to learn the game of one pocket, Power One Pocket is definitely going to help your game.
It is a good DVD. I've seen it. I can't execute any of the shots that are in it, but I've definitely seen the DVD.
There we have video testimony by Brian Butler. Yeah, Doug Ife in the chat room was mentioning the Tunica event in July, which is happening after Vegas.
Tunica, Mississippi. That's well, this is a very good safety here. But actually, this is actually a pretty hittable kick. It looks ridiculously hard, but he can go 4 rails here, and the cue ball is going to lengthen massively off the last rail, and he can actually clip the 1 into the 9, and he's going to have to hit it hard though.
Around the 7 with some spin.
I don't think he hit it hard enough. Oh, he fouled.
9 ball first.
Came off shorter than I think he expected.
Yeah.
That'll put him on 2 fouls. Now that's an example. You see that looked like a lock-up safety, but Scott knows his way around the table as well as anybody in the world. Probably.
He 2-stroked it, which shows his confidence.
Now Raj Hundal, I haven't watched play as much. I know he's got a powerful stroke. And a lot of confidence. He's done well in a lot of tournaments.
And did he not play the Moscone Cup this year? I don't think he did.
I'm not sure if he was a member of the team or not.
I don't think he did.
No, I don't think he executed what he was trying to do there. I think he was trying to make the 1 and then leave himself under the 2 where he could just play a safety, rolling the 2 to the far end rail and leaving him behind the 6-10-4. But he did not leave himself the angle for that.
Well, he's got him on 2.
Yeah.
So.
But if he wants to play the 3rd snooker here, he's got to make a good one, because if Frost kicks out of it, he's back to square 1. The 4 is still going to be tied up. No, he's toying with the idea of shooting the 2-10 combination.
Interesting.
I don't think I didn't hear him call the 10. He went for it. But Scott is on 2 fouls, so he has to hit this or lose the game. And it's a tough hit. One rail. He's got to hit it, and he's got to hit it hard to keep the 2 away from the 10.
Two wanted to go.
Succeed. Wow, that's... Well, he kind of got a little unlucky. Rolled the dice. And Raj got a little fortunate himself there. But that's pool.
And for those of you wondering about the bracket results in this event, I am posting a link to the video of the latest bracket video that I made as of 3:05 p.m. That's 20 minutes ago. Well, we got
what somebody needs to invent is an online bracket where the people who are running the tournament can use their laptops to update it, and then
there are several online brackets.
All the players can check the draw for themselves on their phone.
There are several. There's a website called challenge.com.
Challenge?
And you can create a free online bracket for single or double elimination events.
Oh, how about that?
And I do strongly recommend tournament directors to look into it as an alternate means of running their tournament.
Now, he hit that break very hard. Now, look, the ball spread much differently there, which tells me that he changed the rack somehow.
Did he change?
He did not
where
make a
he
ball.
broke from?
Well, I couldn't say that, but I think he might have changed the way he racked them for sure. Did he get another little roll here? Scott's got a wry smile there. Can he make the one? Can he bank the one?
I think he'd
have to call the bank, and he hasn't done that, so he's playing safe.
Great shot.
There's a
very good shot.
Little one-pocket player action for you. He made that shot look easy. Raj just called it in the side, so he's coming 2 rails out of the corner. The 2 is not in the way for that shot? I guess not. And he did not bad. He left Scott a shot, but it's a little tricky to negotiate the 3 ball. If he doesn't hit this right, then, well, let's just see how it goes.
Well, Scott got what he wanted, which is an open shot at this rack, and this is tough, though. He's going up and down the table.
That was the problem, is he had to hit the 3 ball hard enough to not snooker himself, and the 3 got knocked to a kind of a worse position than it was. So he's got to play a good shot here. And he did.
I think I'm in slow mode. That's probably what's wrong with chat. Nope, it's not in slow mode.
Scott overhit that slightly. He might not. He still got the 3. He's going to have to play a lot of inside English. Oh, he ducked. I guess he did not have the 3. But again, he uses that touch. Well, Raj tried a finesse kick there. Gave up ball in hand. I think that was probably the right shot, though. I mean, even when you give up ball in hand, if you were trying something that might have won you the game, it's kind of worth it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to just hitting the kick hard and just rolling the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh my lord!
Okay,
Scott
now
just
that
missed
was
that four ball.
that was not expected.
Well, that's an example. The pockets are tight.
The pockets are tight, but one thing I noticed too is that the difference between Scott's game when he plays this game as opposed to one pocket is Scott's pace is a lot faster in this game, and I think that he's a better player playing a little bit more slow and deliberate. I could be wrong, but he did not really take a lot of time with that shot.
Well, I agree with you. He plays fast even at one pocket, though.
Yeah. And but
playing
one pocket, he would not have missed that shot.
No, I agree with you. But he's much more confident at that game.
Of course, he wouldn't be shooting up top of that table like that.
Well, it's the same shot in one of the one pockets.
Right,
yeah.
right.
But
just being silly.
It's over now. Gives Raj a pretty good chance here.
Raj is shooting with a custom poison cue.
He's a sponsored
he's a player by Poison. And actually there's a Raj Hundal series of cues coming out by Poison in the next couple of months. You can go to poisonbilliards.com and check that out.
Coming from the UK, Raj looks much more like a pool player than a snooker player, which a lot of the UK pool players do, which is interesting. It seems like they've not only adopted the game, they've also adopted the style.
Mm-hmm. And we have quite a few spectators now left, finally making their way into the California Billiard Club here.
The crowds are good. The tournament's good. Scott just told me that he tried to cheat the pocket on the four ball.
Yeah, that's what.
He must have had a slightly unfavorable angle there to do what he wanted to do. And these pockets are, like I say, they're tight. It's hard to cheat them. Ernesto and Oscar did their job well. If their job was to make the tables really tough, I think they succeeded.
Yes. You are 100% correct. And it's now going to be 2-0 Raj. And it's a race to 8. We've got a long way to go here.
Yeah. And the table's not breaking very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, even though you're behind, it's not like you're going to get blown away.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep yourself together.
Just a reminder, too, Raj Hundal will also be at the $5,000 added 10-ball open at Hard Times Billiards, Bellflower. I got a word from him on his Facebook page that he was planning to attend all 3 events of the West Coast Swing. That being the West Coast Challenge, which we are at now, the Hard Times 10-ball, and the CSI U.S. Open 10-ball event in Vegas. So this is not the last we're going to see of Raj Hundal. It's only the beginning.
Well, Scott Frost hopes it's the last he sees of him, because he's down 2-0. And Raj made a ball in the break. And he's fixing to play safe here. And he did not. Pretty good return from Frost, although this kick is fairly hittable if indeed he did snooker him. There's not a lot of future in it, though. I think that The right shot might be to hit this ball hard, try and make it, and try and make it rail first, and get the cue ball to come down for the 2. That would be quite a shot. Hit it hard. No, that's what he tried. I think he tried to go rail first, and that's why he missed it, because that reduced the margin of error a little bit. But if he kicks it soft and makes the 1, there's no real future in that. He's probably going to snooker himself on the 4, so he played the shot the way he needed to play it.
All right, where's the cue ball going?
That's
where's
a good shot. He's perfect. Perfect. Or sort of perfect. Can he get out?
He's got a stun. He's stunning. A stunning shot.
He's another, I'll tell you, him and Raj both have a big, powerful stroke.
Absolutely. You might be right about the break situation, though. I agree with you. Maybe on a different table, the break would give Scott the edge. But on this table, we haven't seen Scott break yet. And I'm not so sure what's going to happen.
Well, he's got a good break. Oh, he missed this ball again. Same ball, same pocket.
Wow.
No, it was tricky, actually, because he had to either come back or he had to go forward with English.
Yeah.
He chose to go forward.
And he got shape on the 5.
No, he made the shot play more difficult because he went with the forward route. But the part he's not thrilled with is he just handed a fairly easy chance back to Hundal.
Well, that top left corner.
And he played that shot conservatively. He might rifle this in. Go 3 rails with the cue ball, as opposed to killing it. No, he went a 3-rail pattern. But a little softer than I thought he needed to. And this is, again, routine, I think. Frost conceded the 10, so it's 3-0 for Hundal.
Interesting game so far.
Well, Scott's had his shots. They were just those tricky little shots, though.
Yeah, that pocket has basically lost him 2 games. Would you agree?
I would.
The first game was this sort of complicated safety battle because of sort of an ugly break by Raj, but you know.
Well, usually what happens in these situations is that the next few racks are, for the person who's down, are, you know, full of tricky shots and, you know, long straight-in things and kicks and, you know, Scott's gonna have to play well to make sure this doesn't turn into a runaway.
Yeah, he might try to change the pace here a little bit.
Right. Scratch? No. A dry break. But no shot. And it's difficult safety. Did he call the side pocket? Does that mean he's kicking behind it? There you go. There's another very creative safety. 2-way shot, really, because he was playing, you know, he called the one on the side just in case he made it. Marsh is kicking one way around the 7. Ooh, that went way long. He kind of looks up to the sky.
Well, someone in the sled smoke shoot noting in the chat room that Scott could be tired from a late night of action, but I don't know.
He wasn't really playing.
Scott's got legs, you know.
It's nothing new.
You know, in contrast to that, John Mora was up at 5:30 in the morning, got about 3 hours of sleep, and beat Dan Louis 8-0 this morning.
Why was he up with the 5:30?
A friend of his was in action all night.
Ah, okay.
So he was spectating his friend's game, who was also his roommate, so they had to leave together.
Right.
You know.
Well, Scott just tried to develop the 8-9 there and wasn't able to do it, so he's still got that problem. Now he's going to try it. I think he's trying it again there. I don't know if that was... He'll try it for sure here.
Yeah, there's three tries now.
He wants to spin into the 9 off the second cushion. Perfect.
That was perfect. Let's just hope it's not going
to tie back up again.
Yeah, tie up the 10, yeah. That shot had a lot of precision.
Well, he hit that wall. He stroked that one very nicely.
Here's Scott's favorite pocket.
Oh, we missed it.
Oh my God. It's turning out to be Raj's favorite pocket. Scott's least favorite pocket. What is going on with that pocket, Brian?
Well, I don't think it's the pocket. It was kind of more the...
I have to agree with you.
The type of stroke he shot.
I have to agree with you because every time he has missed that shot,
he just conceded the
he has hit it wrong.
Well, I personally think on that one, you know, he needed to stroke it. He tried to play a softer shot, a little more conservative shot. And I think that was a little out of character for him.
Well, this takes Raj halfway through his climb uphill.
Scott's a guy who likes to overpower the table when he plays. He's not a conservative player at all. I think. Maybe the problem is I just cursed him by saying that at the beginning of the match I thought he was a big favorite.
It's all your fault, Brian. I'm going to have to think twice next time I ask you in the booth.
Unless it's a player you don't like playing, then I can just say, well, that's the guy I like to win the match. Now Scott's missed the 1.
Okay. Scott is really struggling right now, and Raj is probably going to capitalize on this.
Yeah, this is a routine out, too.
Yeah, he's really got to keep punishing him here.
Raj has to keep his concentration, but you know, he's a confident guy, and I don't think that he will have any hesitation to put the boots on if he can. That's not bad. Bring the cue ball back here. Take the thin cut on the 4. I'll spin out inside English, spin around. Try and leave the cue ball roughly where it is now, and he should pretty much have solved this rack. Watch out, 7 ball. Okay, that's good.
Oh, that was a stroke of luck. I mean, I think he...
Yeah, if he clipped the 7, it would have been disaster.
Yeah.
But he managed to avoid it. Now just don't end up straight in on the 6. He went too far.
Yeah, he's a little upset. He got a little out of line here.
Well, his focus was to not be straight.
Because he needed angle to get to the other side of the table for the 7.
So no, I think he's going to have to duck.
He got angle.
He got too much angle for sure.
He's going to go for it.
Well, he went for the cut. I'm not so sure that was... Well, he was trying to go for the jugular there. Which is fine. When you got a guy down, you may as well kick him.
Well, Scott's going to lay up here.
Well, he wants to bank the 6 out of there and stick to the 10, but the 7's kind of in the path of where the 6 is going to go. And that's the problem.
Can he use the 8 and the 9, maybe?
Yeah, that might be what he's going to do. You're right. He's going to try and spin back behind the 8. Hopefully not go around it. No, that was a good shot.
That was.
See, these are the kind of things
Scott's skill right there.
I enjoy watching him play 10 ball because, you know, I fancy myself a creative player at 10 ball and 9 ball, but he's even more creative than I am. Corey Deuel's another example like that. Raj almost kicked this ball right in.
And Scott.
Well, here you go. A long straight-in shot into that pocket that he hates. And really, I think he's got to play it rail first.
Scott complimenting Raj on that shot.
Well, he's looking at cinching the 6 and just taking the cut on the 7. But I think it's risky, but I think he's got to shoot this rail first. But no, he made it. He's glad that shot's over. And he's got no bargain here on the 7 either. He does have angle. That's the good news. So if he can just pull it back about a foot, I think he'd be in good shape. Yeah, he got sharked there.
Okay. Scott's asking
no, this is going to take a lot of concentration here.
Scott's asking Boosty and Santos to step aside a little bit. He's having trouble making the ball already.
He hit that.
And that's what he said to them.
He hit that shot well.
I have a lot of respect for people that will get up and ask for space, you know?
Yeah, he did the right thing, which was to stop and, refocus.
Yes. That's a huge lesson for people who want to improve their pool game.
No. And he overcame some tough shots, and, he's kind of mentally in a down spot right there, so,
well,
he did his job.
He gets on the wire here. It's now 4-1 in a race to 8. And if you're just joining us, folks, this is Raj Hundal versus Scott Frost on the winner's side of the 10,000 added 2012 West Coast Challenge here at the California Billiard Club in Mountain View, California. What a great event this has been. The 1 pocket is over. We are in the second day of the 10-ball portion of this event. And I'm sitting here with Brian Butler. And this is Daniel Bush on POV Pool. Thanks for coming along. Let's enjoy the rest of this show.
There you go. There was an example of Scott's break. And like I say, it's a pretty good, solid break. But he did not make a ball. And Daniel, I think that the 9-ball break is what I was saying in the last match, that when I played on the table, I was having success using sort of the more traditional 9-ball style break, trying to make the 1 in the side. And just hit the balls as hard as you can, as opposed to the sort of the pop break that people favor at 10-ball these days.
I think, personally, some people like Shane have it down. Alex has a really good 10-ball break. I still get the feeling that the 10-ball break is evolving.
Scott missed that kick.
That's a bad hit.
Yeah. Gave up ball in hand. He missed it just narrowly.
Wait a minute.
No, he left Raj a shot here.
I was going to say...
and he can open up to 310 on this shot.
I was going to say he's not... No, he's not going to consider the 110. I don't think it goes.
No. I think he's going to just roll this in, and the cue ball should just open up to 310 just naturally here. Who is that? That's Bacon 5. The one and only Bacon 5. Good shot. That's a good shot there that Raj just played. It's touchy. You know, it's easy to overdo that and go into the side pocket. He's growing in confidence. I reckon he's going to get this rack. No, he's got the right angle on the 5 to just go one rail for the 6. Maybe a hair of high left English. He'd like to be straightish on the 6 just to bring the cue ball back to about where it is now.
I have to say Raj's confidence level right now is just really high. You know, being 3 games ahead and seeing Scott struggle the way he's been can only help you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's a... I mean, I haven't seen him play much, but one thing I do know is he's a front runner. I mean, he likes to lead, and if you let him have a few games in front, he'll just destroy you. Although a lot of players are like that, but no, he did not execute that shot the way he wanted. I think it's still very workable though. Just keep your head down here. Stroke in the 9. He missed it. Wow. Now that pocket got him, Daniel. Same pocket?
Very interesting. What that pocket is doing to these players. It's transformed this match.
Yeah, it really has. That pocket alone is responsible for... It's going to be four of the first 6 games. Yeah.
4 of the 3? Oh, yeah, because
Scott missed
3, Raj missing a 1 here. And that is going to now change the score.
You know, that out alone...
to 4-2.
That missed out alone might make this match close as opposed to being a runaway.
It's possible, but Raj missing a shot like that on that pocket, at least Scott doesn't have to feel so bad.
All right, I have a new matchup. This will be on the string table number 33 on the rail. And it's Ernesto Dominguez and Rob Hart. Rob Hart and Senor Ernesto, please, table 33.
Uh-oh. Well, he didn't want to do that.
Scratch on the break, the first one that we have seen so far, if I'm not mistaken. Or at least the first fly ball.
Well, that's catastrophic, really. That's...
Bad
and it's
timing.
kind of like a fairly routine
Scott
layout.
saying, I hit it square.
No, I don't think he hit it square if it jumped off the table.
I'm innocent, Your Honor.
Yeah. Sorry, the evidence suggests otherwise, son.
I mean, I have to tell you. I was talking to Oscar Dominguez earlier today on the stream, who had just finished a match with Max Eberle. And he said, look, frankly, this table is not breaking well. It's breaking horribly, and there's nothing anybody's going to be able to do about it.
No, the pockets are tough.
And if maybe I could get your opinion, but because I didn't really get much time to look at it. But was Louis breaking very well when you were watching Louis Ulrich play Stan?
Not particularly.
Well, there you have it. And Louis has one of the finest breaks in the game right now.
That's true.
And so what you were saying about Scott's, ability to break better than Raj might have a little bit of an edge here. Because this table has taken that away from Scott.
Well, Raj came with a big shot here, and I think he hit it a little too firmly and snookered himself. That was actually... I think that was a slight planning error there. Like, he could have been by the side pocket and made the 2-10, or sorry, the 2-8 combination. Hung the 2 without much difficulty. I don't feel like he needed to do all this and come down here. And now he's kind of like in a trap. He's got a 2-rail kick around the 5. I don't know about all this. He's going to try and play it with soft draw and go around the 10. No, I don't think that was... well, he sees it better than I do, but... This is a unexpected chance for Frost to get back in the match, really.
Well, this match so far has been full of a few surprises, so... Scott's just got to bear down and just create the pattern here.
I was just going to say the 6 is really the problem, and he recognized that and developed it right off the bat, so he took a calculated risk there. And now the 4 has become, well, I think he's okay. That well, but he overstroked it. Still has a shot to the side. But where's the cue ball going to go? He might go 2 rails just up and down the table. Oh, he hit that too thin.
Goodness. Is he safe?
Well, he got a roll.
I don't know. I think Raj is going to jump this.
Taking a break, maybe? No. Kind of joking around.
Scott's just kind of frustrated, but he's kind of laughing it off now.
Well, that's often a good way to go, is to kind of laugh a little bit. What else can you do?
Well, these guys, these both seasoned players,
yeah,
they know how to accept. They know how to accept their condition.
They have a lot of experience.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to Scott yesterday outside, and he said, "I can't play anymore." Or was it the day before yesterday? I can't play anymore, he said. I said, are you kidding me? I was like, no, I just can't play like I used to. And then he gets in second place in this thing, losing only to Francisco Bustamante.
Third place he finished on.
Was it third?
Third place.
Oh, yeah. John Schmidt came in third in the one pocket.
But more to the point was Frost played exceptionally well the entire tournament.
Absolutely beat Mark Kang.
Yeah.
Corey Dool. He went through a lot of people to get where he was yesterday. Finally losing to John Schmidt in the one pocket.
Well, everybody feels like they could play better. And I think maybe the longer you go, the more you feel like you can do better. I don't know. Bustamante, I don't think he can play any better.
Yeah, right.
Well, Raj made the 4 on a jump shot, made a good shot on the 5, and did not get on the 6. And decided to, rather than take on the thin cut like he did previously, he played a safety, but he left Scott
Maybe that pocket scared him.
He might be right. It's like there's a hex on it.
There is a hex on this pocket.
God,
guys.
returns to safety.
It's about all I can come up with.
Well, it was a tough shot, and there was no real reward for it. And one of the primary guiding principles of pool is try not to shoot at shots that you can lose with, but you can't win with. No, and that was... I mean, it looks like an error, but that was a hard shot. He had to hit that
Well, Scott played a good save.
very well. He's going to take a break, which I think is a good move. There's his experience showing up.
Okay, they're taking a little break right now, a little restroom break. And the score right now is 4-2. Raj Hundal up 2 games against Scott Frost. Scott's got ball in hand right now, so it's going to possibly be 3-4.
On the other table, we have Ernesto Dominguez.
Yep. Ernesto Dominguez getting ready to play.
He's playing Rob Hall.
Rob Hart.
Rob Hart, that's right.
And I believe their match is just starting.
Right.
Rob Hart will be playing Ernesto Dominguez.
Rob Hart is from the Philadelphia area.
Just to answer somebody's question in the chat room, actually, tell me the score of Rob Hart's match.
I'm sorry?
Somebody
asked if the score. It's just starting. It's the very first game,
yeah.
I believe. They just broke the balls. Ernesto, no, that was a good break.
Yeah, that
Wow.
table
That was
seems to
their
be breaking
patented
okay.
10-ball break right there.
Yeah, Chicago player asking the score of Rob Hart's match. It has just begun. It's 0-0. It's with Ernesto. And it's on the other stream table, brought to you by ontherailtv.com. Brian Butler's also going to take a little time out. He'll be right back. And I want to remind you guys again to check out May 4th through 6th. POV Pool will be streaming the Hard Times 10-Ball Open, 3rd annual. Streaming live from Hard Times Billiards in Bellflower, California. Tournament director Marie Lim. And player relations will be Dave Hema. Hi. I'm sorry. I'm just being visited by Mary Rakin. How are you, Mary?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well.
Did you play?
Good to see you. I did not play.
Why?
Why? Well, I'm a little busy these days.
Where's Barbara?
Barbara's, she's milling around. She's generally sitting right here.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, guys. Hey guys, back with you. That was Mary Rakin, just visiting me in the commentary booth. And Scott Frost coming back, taking ball in hand, and now he's looking straight on the 6. Raj gives it to him, and we're only looking at a 1-game deficit now. Scott Frost is still in this match. 1 game is not a very big lead. For those of you in the chat room who are asking about the status of matches, please bear with me as we cover the Scott Frost-Raj Hundal match. I will do the best I can to get you a detailed report within the next half hour or so after this match. Okay, this is probably the healthiest break I've seen so far.
He is out of line on the 2. He's going to play safe, I think.
Yeah, he's looking for that 10 ball. He's looking for that 10 ball.
There's that great touch, you know, like this here is going to take some hitting. Good effort, but he gave up the ball in hand, and now Frost is going to have a fairly routine run here to level the match. Unless he misses the first shot. My goodness, with ball in hand. He says it's skidded. I think he might have taken his eye off of it.
Scott saying the ball just didn't turn over.
Okay, new matchup on table number 10.
Oh, it turned over.
Bottom line, it didn't go in.
Skidded on him. Yeah.
Morris Newell, table 10, please.
I swear, Your Honor.
I really did not like the way Raj set up to that shot, and he ended up missing it. The missing is contagious here. It spread from Scott to Raj Hundal. Now they both have it. So do you have any medication for them, Daniel, that they could take to get out of that?
I don't have a magic bullet for these guys, no.
Yeah, I'll bring them right up.
No, he's cutting the 4. Inside English, spinning around from rail first. Good shot. Doesn't want to be straight. But he is. Now, do you come with the big stroke and come all the way back off the end rail? That's not bad. It's easy, though, to overdo it and end up in the corner, but it's either that or just bring the cue ball back to, you know, about 1.5 feet and just take the thin cut on the 8.
Well, he is pretty darn straight there, and
he's unhappy. The problem is if you hit on this table, if you play this draw shot, and, you know, on a normal table you can favor the inside rail, especially with new cloth, but I have seen this ball miss too many times. I think he might pull the cue ball back to kind of like maybe a diamond or 2.
What about a power draw?
He's coming with the big, yeah, and it didn't. The pocket won't take it.
Wrong pocket.
Oh, he came with all kinds of English there.
You know what? That was a strange. I'm thinking power draw, straight drawback, but he spun the heck out of that ball.
The pocket just won't take that shot if it brushes the inside horn. Like I said, I've played 3 matches on this table, and
actually 4.
Yeah, I guess if you count the hijacking I put on Daniel.
Yeah.
Although you must have felt. You had a
Shut
lot
up!
of chances.
I don't want to talk about
all
it.
right, all right. The score is 4-3. It's about to be 5-3. And Scott really had a golden opportunity to level it at 4-all.
Yeah. Raj now.
It's a big match for both these guys. Stay in the winner's bracket, going into the Saturday evening matches, right? Scott,
I personally, I have to say, you know, Raj is coming in cold on this table, right? He's never shot on this table, really. Neither has Scott.
No, he's played all of his matches on the other stream table.
Right, but the difference is that's it. He's played so many matches on the other stream table that it's hard to think that these two tables could be that different from each other. So he's expecting the table conditions to be the same. I don't know. It's just a theory.
Well, it's my opinion that this
Scott's
table is
probably going to
playing...
watch this right now and tell me I'm full of crap, but, you know.
It's my opinion that this table is playing tougher than the other stream table, and that it's a little bit faster. I don't really know why, but that's what I think.
Okay, we got a dry break. Actually, this is the best looking spread that I've seen all day on the break.
But as you say that, the 5-4 tie up, the last two balls rolling. Does the 4 pass in the corner? You have a line right down the...
No, it's froze to the 5.
And he came with a really controlled power drop shot there. Hip-hop music started in the background, so that might make Scott run out. He's a hip-hop fan.
Oh, yeah, that's right, isn't he?
So now what's his plan with the 4 ball? From the angle that he got on the 3, I feel like he's going to try and leave the cue ball where he's pointing there and park Raj.
He's gonna put him in jail, isn't he?
Yeah, that's his plan. Needs it to bounce.
I like how you say that. That's his plan. You're keeping it in the moment.
Thank you.
Brian Butler, everybody. Canadian ice.
Canadian ice.
You're from Alberta.
Alberta, Canada.
Yeah, Alberta. And did you have any friends rooting for you on the stream over the past few days?
Well, they were rooting for me, but they're sadly disappointed as I am eliminated from everything. I think actually two of the women players from Alberta were on the stream earlier. They were in
the state championship.
They were in Oregon watching watching this stream. They were at the Salem tournament. Salem, Oregon.
Well, if you take anything back to Canada with you, I hope it's that you had a good experience with us here with POV Pool, and that you can try to promote the streaming, activity of other people who are interested in getting into this.
Right.
And also to promote it to venues, so that they might have streamers come and cover events at their place.
I think that I will tell as many people as I can that they should be donating $25 or more to POVpool.com so they can get a Kamui tip gift certificate. Because why not? That's exactly what the tips cost, right?
Yeah, pretty much. You're helping a streamer, and also you're supporting your tip installer.
That's right. Now Scott is recovered to. Raj conceded the last 2 balls, which. In some tournaments you're not allowed to concede the balls, but here we're old school at this pool room. You can break from anywhere. You're racking with the wooden rack. There's no magic rack.
Yep, it's kind of old school with the racking.
It's green cloth.
There's no breaking from the box too. Yeah, just like you said.
We're on Brunswick Gold Crown 3s. The cloth is green. The balls are centennials with red circle cue balls. No measles ball. Mm-hmm. It's a trip back in time.
Well, I don't know about that.
It's a trip back in time, like
the music isn't.
No, the music's new. That's true. The cheeseburgers are very new too.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah.
California Billiard Club is probably the best venue in California to hold a tournament like this.
Oh, maybe Hard Times.
Which one? There's 2 of them.
Well, the one in L.A. I'd have to say that one's
Bellflower
is just as good as this place. Wouldn't you say?
I'm pretty cozy here. I'm going to say no comments.
Fair enough. I'm a fan of both rooms. Like, I think that Hard Times in Bellflower is probably one of my favorite pool rooms.
I have to say, you know, I kind of grew up there, so, you know, I will always love Hard Times Bellflower, but...
Such a good name for a pool room, too, the Hard Times.
Hard Times.
The Hard Times. You know, when it comes to the pool rooms like this, which are like, you know, kind of, what would you call, old school players' rooms with lots of tables and, you know, great equipment and a lot of players and everything like that. They're spread around the country.
Yeah.
You know, there's lots of them in different places. I was going to say that, you know, Hard Times is a great example of one. I would say that, you know, Q Masters in Virginia Beach is one that I like a lot. Romines in Milwaukee, if you've ever been there. Or Chris's in Chicago. Those are all some of the best pool rooms in
I'm getting
in America.
this now. So you're basically admitting to me that you're a road player.
No, I was never a road player. But I've traveled a lot.
Mr. Calpin. Oh yeah. At Hard Times now, whenever they have big events, they serve ceviche, which is a damn good. Why are you looking at me quizzically?
Because I don't know what you're talking about. You're speaking a
Ceviche
foreign
is
language.
great.
What
If
is
you've
it?
never heard of ceviche? It's like a tostada with shrimp and crab and cilantro and.
Sounds good.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up.
It's a what again?
Ceviche.
Ceviche. Interesting.
So back to our story here.
Well, they're going to be playing safe here for a while because the
You guys keep it down over here. Yeah, thanks a lot.
we got the owner of the pool room yelling in our ear.
I'm just joshing with the owner of California Billiard Club and my good friend Doug Wu in the background.
Well, that's a pretty good safety right there. Now, the 2 is tied up, but it might be workable as a combination here if Scott gives up all in hand. Well, the chat answered our question. Ceviche is seafood cooked.
Raw seafood cooked in lime and vinegar. That would
Well,
be
how can it be raw if it's been cooked?
Siguitan.
That I'm going to have to...
Wow, what a hit that was.
I need to call an inquiry on that, because how can you call it raw seafood if it gets cooked?
Let's not get caught up in semantics here with
in
our
culinary
friends in chat.
discussions? All right.
Oh my goodness.
So what's going on here?
We've been here all for an hour and a half.
Well, Raj finally makes the 1, but he couldn't go far on the 2. So he's probably just going to shoot and stop. Try and play safe, but... Well... He definitely left him a shot. The 3 is still tied up, and now the 5's tied up. And there's no real path to open up the 3. He could make the 2 and play the 3-6 combo, or he could play safe here, which is more likely, seeing as how that's a pretty difficult shot on the 2.
Okay, so here's kind of what you were going on earlier. This is the portion of the match that Scott might change. Sort of the worm will turn a little bit, change pace, and wow.
No, he made the 2-6 combination, which was a pretty good shot. He didn't get rewarded though.
He's just going to spin this in off the rail. He can make this.
I don't think he didn't spin it in. He just cut it right in directly.
Yeah, he powered it in.
But the 5 is still a problem now. If he
I
really wanted to be
that's
gutsy, he could load this
intimidating.
up with inside English and open up the 5. The cue ball should glance off them and go up towards the 4. That would be That'd be some next level shooting right there.
You know, this is a little intimidating. I mean, Scott played a pretty good safety. Raj just makes a combo and basically regains control of this rack.
Well, Scott played the ball that was at the 2-ball. He played it there on purpose because he wanted to try and force Raj to open up the 3-6. And there's that pocket reared its ugly head again.
You have to be kidding me.
Same pocket, same ball. That ball's the 4-ball in that pocket's been missed more times than it's been made. I promise you. No, I still don't know whether the 5 passes the 7.
Somebody else ought to put caution tape in the front of that thing.
How's that shot? No, if the 5 passes, that's a great shot. But how do you hold for the 7? Does he have? Is he straight enough to hold? Or is he going to duck? He's going to duck. And he may have ducked in such a way to even take away the 1-rail kick, which is for sure what he was trying, because that's a pretty makeable kick. Even for a non-one pocket player, this is a pretty easy kick. If he hits the rail first, it's not going to go in, though. Yeah. Scott knew he left that, too. I'm a little surprised that he let that happen.
Uh-oh.
He's good.
He's good. He's in good shape. He's a little bit funny on the 8, but, you know, I can't predict anything in this
He's
game
just going to roll
anymore.
it in, I think, Daniel, and
That
just
was a
take this
nice
shot
touch.
on the 9. He's going to play this probably with the, you know, middle right and just punch it off 2 rails. Confident shot. Scott's not giving him this 10. But he made it anyways. That's going to put him 6-4 ahead. That was a big game.
Well, as they say,
it was a big kick. You know, Scott played the safety and left him the kick. And really, you know, I mean, he definitely got the snooker, but he was playing to block him from having that 1-rail kick. And the ball just ran that little bit, well, probably it did not run as far as he was hoping to, and it left Raj with the opportunity. I mean, it was an easy kick. Well, it was not an easy kick, but it was a very makeable kick with position right there if he makes it. Right. So.
I gotta say, this isn't really a power pool set we're seeing here.
Oh, a lot of finesse.
And as they say in snooker, you know, definitely a few scrappy frames. But Raj is definitely showing a little bit of his armor, and not his armor, but a little bit of his magic, and you know, some very good shots.
He's a talented player, no question.
Yeah, that is eventually winning him these games.
Well, now
that was a softer break,
yeah.
A little more controlled.
Made the 8 in the side. That's what he was.
Yeah.
That's what everybody tries on these 10-ball.
And
breaks.
I gotta tell you that he's probably the closest to finding the soft spot on this table.
I think I'll go ahead and agree with you there. Well, he broke the balls and did not really have
Raj.
shot.
I'm
Played a
telling
good
you,
safety.
Raj must be feeding the homeless because he almost scratched and he got real lucky there, real fortunate.
He's definitely living right, huh? But he left Scott an edge on the 1 here. And Scott was trying to get him all the way down behind the 2. That would have been quite a shot. Just to know that's there, it's quite a shot.
All right. That I think was a little too premature. He needed to bear down a little more.
He really got away with it, though. Look at the roll he got here.
And actually, he just went to shoot, and really, this rack needs a good looking at because There's some balls tied up, and wow, that was a good kick.
That's a great kick right there.
I think he got there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got him.
Raj tapping the table. And we got quite a lot of activity at California Billiard Club now.
Well, that was another good kick from Raj, but he was not rewarded. But the 7's tied up, the 5's tied up. He's trying to open the 5 now. The 4 is right there to open up the 5 with.
Yeah.
So the bigger problem is kind of the 7-10.
For those who can't see the cluster of balls there, down at the bottom of the table is the 7 and the 10, and then just above that is the 4, 5, 9.
Well, Scott played safe.
Okay, now that's what I call a very productive safe. You hook your opponent and you take care of a trouble ball, so that if you get ball in hand, you'll have an easier time of running the rack.
No, that's right. He's a very clever player.
Nice.
Raj made a really good escape there.
He feathers the 2 and creates a little distance between the cue ball and the 2 ball. Scott's got to go for this.
No. He went for it, but he did not.
Didn't execute, so Raj is now back to the table.
He's going to get punished.
Well, you know, it's a little bit tricky.
You're right.
But if Raj didn't just come up and down the table, oh, he's just going to go up.
Interesting.
No down.
I like that shot, actually. He managed to avoid hitting the 3, even though he leaves himself a thin cut.
You know what else? He leaves himself a cut to where he could break out the 4 now. If he, I mean, not the 4, but the 5. No,
put the
he's not
reverse,
gonna go that way.
The reverse engine on it. And now he's got to plot out
straight.
his... you think he's too straight?
He's too straight. Look at him.
I think he's trying to think about exactly... If he has to hit it hard, then what's going to happen with the 9-5 if he collides with it? If he's straight, he can't hit it. But I think he's got to maybe just power it in. No, you were right. He was straighter than I thought he was.
Yeah, I thought he was too straight.
Well, Scott Frost dodged a bullet. He's going to probably be kicking, though, and even if he isn't, the 5 is not going to have a pocket. Oh, that just leaked out. So now we'll get to see some more of the creative side of Frost's game here. When he tried to put him behind the 10, which was very difficult. He did well, though. He got half the shot right. He got the cue ball on the rail, and he got the 5 in a tough spot to get on the 6. Raj, I think, is probably just going to roll it in. And he made it. Good shot. If he makes this out, he's going to get on the hill.
Yep, it's 6-4 right now.
Huh. Well, created a problem for himself. He played a really aggressive shot there because he had kind of a funny angle in the 6. So rather than, trying to go forward or anything, he tried to draw through the 9, which he accomplished. But he knocked the 9 safe-ish. So now he might have to roll the 7 in and take the 9-10 combination.
Well, he looked like he just went on autopilot there and was just going to go ahead and do that.
Rail first.
Now he
he's
looks
going
like he's
rail
first. And
well, it was a good plan.
He's not happy.
No, it was a good plan. I mean, it was a clever plan. I don't think the angle was quite there to go between the 9-10, which is what he wanted. And this is tricky here because if he plays safe, he could easily make the 9-10 dead. The good news for Frost is he's almost certainly going to get another shot.
Thank you. Ken Schumann just indicating to me that our next match on the stream table will be Francisco Bustamante versus Oscar Dominguez.
Well, he did well here. Rail to rail. Frost, did he call it in the side here? He's playing a 3-rail bank. On a Brunswick, that's not a bad shot. Oh, he was playing the 10 in the side. I see. He's trying to play the 9, 2 rails to safety on the nameplate, and maybe billiard the 10 in the side. Oh, Raj makes the 9 and knocks the 10 safe. This is quite a game here. Neither player can really get themselves out of the mud.
Yeah.
Is he banking?
Well, yeah, Raj is going to just leave him as long as possible here. He's just going to feather the 10.
It's tricky shooting left-handed.
What is he doing?
Well, I mean, he might shoot at it. I mean,
is he going to take a whack at it? This game could have a one-pocket ending.
He's playing safe. And if he left it on the rail, I promise Scott will make it.
Oh, Scott's going to take a whack at this. He's going to, go rail first and spin this ball right in.
He's definitely going for it.
Pocket. Lots of...
Oh, he hit it a little thicker than he meant to. I think he wanted to catch it rail first, and he actually caught the ball first.
Yeah, he did catch the ball first. I saw that. And he kind of...
And now he left the same shot for Raj.
Well, a little harder than...
This is a much more difficult shot, that's for sure. But he's going to play it, I think. Or is he going to play the double kiss safety? That's another option there.
Yeah, that's a great shot. Yep. I like that shot. I play that shot every once in a while when it comes up.
Very well done. Give him a little snap there. Scott is playing the 4-rail bank.
Yes, he's going around the world.
Survey says... There? Oh, narrowly missed it. What an effort.
Yeah, he just decided to free stroke it in, and I'll be darned if Scott, wasn't capable of making that shot.
Oh, yeah. Wow, this is... Well, it throws long, Raj.
Yeah. And that is going to put Raj on the hill at 7 games to 4.
Ernesto is, I believe, leading Rob Hart 5-1.
Also, don't forget, folks, we are going to have Francisco Bustamante and Oscar Dominguez playing next on this table right after this match. Well, actually scheduled for 5 p.m.
So that's about 15 minutes from now.
Yeah. But this game could be over in 4 minutes.
Good point. Although if it follows the pattern, it's going to be at least a 9-minute game.
Well, that's true.
Raj is going to bank the 1 and tie up the 5 somehow. He's definitely firing at this bank.
He is.
And he made it.
Good speed. Love that. Came right around the table.
The angle he wants.
Ball. And he's probably going to play
This looks like it.
one rail back for the 4-ball in the bottom left corner.
Yeah, he hit that shot well too.
Yeah,
Well,
he decided to draw there. I don't know. I might have just followed. He looks a little straight on the 4, but no, he's got a little bit of angle.
no, he's definitely got out here. Is he coming back? I'm not sure I'd come back, but the problem is he doesn't want to be straight. But he had a good workable angle. He was playing for the side, but obviously he went a little too far, and now he's got the corner, which is perfectly fine, I think. And now this is the big shot, I think. If he executes this, that's the end of Scott Frost on the winner's side. Slow spin with running English. Watch out, 10-ball. Ooh, he didn't want to run into the 10 there.
Okay, but
Caught another
look where we
good
are.
little roll. Yep. 4 minutes later,
Our
he's
story
about
so
to finish.
far. Well, he's about to finish.
This
Is
is
he
that
about
pocket,
to finish
though.
on the pocket?
Yeah, he switched
Okay,
it.
good. There was
That's
some
gonna do
energy
it.
there. All right.
Well, that was a pretty good match by
match.
Raj. A lot of scrappiness. I think Scott had his chances, but Raj held it together.
Raj did hold it together, and it was really nice for him to make his debut on my stream, and also Scott Frost as well. I want to thank both of these guys for coming on. I want to thank Brian Butler for commentating with me on this match. We're going to have another match coming up very shortly at 5 o'clock in 19 minutes. It'll be Francisco Bustamante versus Oscar Dominguez, playing on the winner's side. The second day of the West Coast Challenge here from the California Billiard Club. Thanks for being on POV Pool, and remember to bump that match on your Facebook pages and get the word out. We'll probably have these guys warming up in less than 5 minutes on this table. So if you want to take a quick break and come on back, we'll be here. Thanks for watching.